So I remember the first time I brought my raggedy behind to Jesus. He was just like, nah, nah, nah. You chose the chick. Don't come over here with your heart all broken, little nigga. No, I'm just playing. He didn't say that to me. He was like, he was like, yo, everything gonna be all right. Hold your chin up. Keep moving forward. Do some push-ups. Hit the gym. Get your life back on track. And I'm gonna be here with you. I'm gonna walk with you. I'm gonna be with you in your time of need. And what's crazy to me is I found another chick and forgot all about Jesus. Crazy, right? Crazy how that works. Life is definitely like a box of chocolate. Never know what you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so real talk. When we find somebody, we end up losing ourselves when we're not grounded in ourselves. It's like what they say. Um, when you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Well, I'm a living example of that. I've been in love a gang of times, and I found that what I really was loving was myself. Like, I'm spectacular. And whenever I find somebody, I'm actually being spectacular. Like, it's not just the amazing things I have in my mind, it's the things that I bring out for the other person. I get to enjoy it as well. You know? It's like for the people who be like, oh, when I get the right person, I'm going to go take her to the movies. And then when she get back to the hotel, it's going to be flowers here and it's going to be that there. And then you see all these expressions on her face and she's like lit up and you're lit up and you feel that feeling. You live that feeling and it's an amazing feeling. But the issue becomes when you don't have a person, you don't do none of that stuff. You don't treat yourself how you deserve to be treated. And that's where the conundrum comes in. Hopefully, I'm using that word right. But that's where the situation takes a toll on you. Because now, when you don't have somebody, now you're kind of just in this slump, thinking about all of the good times you had and how they could do this to you or do that to you. Don't worry about none of that stuff. It don't matter. What matters is you know that you can generate such an experience because that experience is God. We're living in a world where everybody thinks like me, me, me. Like, what can you do for me? That person could do more for me. But they don't realize what they have until it's gone. And see, me, I'm one of those people where once you leave, you gone, you know? I don't do that whole baby, please come back stuff. I don't do that. I used to when I was a teenager and I realized that it didn't work. They come back. Honestly, they always come back because you were the greater choice. Because I had many exes that came back. The issue that happened when I was a teenager and in my early 20s was whenever they came back, they always came back hurt. Like, they would come back with trust issues. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. At the time, it was just like, you know, they're with me, they're secure, they're happy, everything's great. They leave, they come back, whatever amount of time later, and now they're looking over my shoulder to see what I'm doing on my phone. That's trauma. I didn't know it at the time. Wherever they went to, the reason why that they're back is because they've been through something. Something didn't go the way they planned it to, and now they need shelter. They need a safe haven. But the problem is they bring back the mud that they, basically the mud that they stepped in when they were gone, they track that back into your house. And at the time, it was just like, I was so full of love that it was like, oh, I'm gonna be there for her. I could tell she got hurt. And some of the girls, they actually talked about it, where it was like, yeah, I've kind of like trust issues now, blah, blah, blah. But then others, they don't. And honestly, I prefer them to talk about it. If I'm real with you, I prefer them to talk about it because at least they could work through that problem. Because for me, it wasn't always about me. It wasn't about, oh, now you hurt. Now you want to bring your raggedy tail back to me. Nah, I was more like Jesus. I love you either way. Everybody gets hurt. Everybody makes the wrong decision sometime. But the mistake that I made in this scenario was I expected to be back with the person. And I carried myself that way. That was my mistake. I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. But I also know that that's where other situations come in. But for them, not for me. Now, for me, it's like they come back and they want to talk about whatever happened, or they're hurt, or they're going through whatever they're going through. And I'm there for them. But now they think that they're going to be back with me. And that's nah. I love you, but not like that. I love you the way Jesus loves me. He forgives me. He's there for me. He's compassionate with me. But to think that you're going to come back and now me and you're going to be in this committed relationship and work through these things is nah. But I think that comes with value in yourself, because now when you know who you are, you can give that to someone who knows who they are. And that little thing that people do where they think the grass is greener on the other side and they feel like they could just go, and if that don't work out, then they can always just come back. They think twice about it now. You see, you become their lesson. And if they learn it, you actually become their blessing, because now they know the next man they come across that sweeps them off their feet, they know they got to do right. They know they can't just do whatever they want to do. And they also know that the grass ain't always greener where you go, it's greener where you water it. Put that work in. Because nobody's perfect. I made my mistakes too. I'm closer to perfect than I was, though. I'm like low-key magnificent. And that comes with time, though. Because now I actually enjoy myself and I see that I'm magnificent. Before, I never saw it, even though I always was. But you don't really see it because it's you, You wake up to you every day. So you stop appreciating yourself the way that you should appreciate yourself. But when you look at the rest of the world and how they treat you, how they act towards you, you think, damn, they must see something in me I don't see, because I don't see what they see. There was a time when I couldn't look myself in the mirror and smile. I remember Louise Hay. She was just like, oh, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. I really, really love you. I looked at myself. I'm like, man, smack yourself. I didn't see it, didn't feel it, didn't even care to express that to myself, to be honest. And for me, what that should have showed me at the time, if I was wiser, it would have showed me that I need to spend more time loving myself. Subconsciously, I end up doing that. Without knowing I was doing it, I end up doing it. And I'm a whole lot better for it. Now I can honestly tell people, yes, do that. Do that work. Feel that feeling. Be that blessing for you. That way you could do it for somebody else, because they're going to appreciate it. Like right now, I'm at that point in my life where if the right woman did come into my life, like the one that's on my level, I know for a fact she'll be appreciated the right way. But that comes with time. That comes with getting to know yourself. And it's so easy to want to rush into a relationship. But if you do, I promise you this. If you rush into a relationship and you're not 100% with yourself, you are going to lose yourself. Peace and love.